What's up, NSG gang? It's your boy NSG, baby, and I'm back again with another banger. As you guys can tell by the title, this is Creepiest TikToks that will make your heart stop. The link of this video will be down below, guys. Go check it out for yourself. If you're new to my channel, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, join the NSG gang. What you waiting on? And comment down below what other videos you want me to react to next. And follow me on my social medias. It will be up here and it will be down below in the description box. Now look, creepiest TikToks that will make your heart stop, man. TikToks. It's cringy, not creepy, so I'm pretty sure this right here is going to be creepy. So, I'm not going to do too much talking, guys. Let's get into the video. Let's get it.
Human zoos, put in place to show off the superiority of the white race. Human zoos taught the public that racism is okay, and chances are, your parents or grandparents were alive during this time. After a cover-up, too much evidence was there through video to deny this happened. Africans, Native Americans, non-white aboriginals around the world were captured and forced to live in a zoo-like enclosure. If they weren't entertaining throughout the day, they'd get coins thrown at them. They would teach brown-skinned people were a mix between human and orangutan. It's almost hard to believe the last one only closed in 1958. Here is Otabanga, tricked into coming to the Bronx, New York Zoo for a job training an elephant. But when he arrived, he was thrown in the monkey cage, doomed to be an attraction. After years in abuse and torture, Ota took his own life, quite possibly from his PTSD-like symptoms. Top 3 creepiest TikTok accounts. Number 3, Barton Cabello. This man is either out of his mind or a genius, but probably out of his mind. He's eating raw meat, he's eating live animals, he's went days with only eating a handful of pills, some of them being illegal substances. At best, it's a crazy man hurting himself, but at worst, he's influencing kids to a bunch of pretty radical ideology.
A psychological operation, tricking your psychology into believing misinformation.
Number 2, where is everybody? People on Reddit suggested this man is in a parallel universe where he's one of the last people surviving. He's looked for people, walked around empty shopping centers, broken into houses, and has only once seen a shadowy figure.
Hello?
Number 1. This user got her account deleted about a month ago. She believes she has nanobots in her head. The CIA and FBI are tracking her down because she has answers to the universe. She believes there's 2 people inside of her head.
The Illuminati supposedly are planning a terrorist attack on 6/11, so they're even passing information about it on license.
Top 3 creepiest TikTok accounts. Part 2. Number 3. Bon Skinny. At first, most people suspected this was a hoax account, an artist looking for a new creative outlet. But over time, it's become clear that it's a lot more serious than that. Nobody's ever seen Bonnie's face before. She always keeps her mask on, and Mr. Man is an invisible person that talks to her and forces her to do things she doesn't want to do.
I'll be back. I have to leave because Mr. Man said so, but I want you guys to know that nothing will change.
Number 2. I'm watching now. An old Russian woman yelling incoherent Russian at TikTok videos all day. As not creepy as it sounds, scrolling her page gives off some chilling vibes. Number 1. Sitting and smiling. This account is exactly what the username says. Over 30 videos of girls sitting and smiling. It's been suggested repeatedly that she's been kidnapped, and that there are messages in her videos. Even her bio says it. Kinda weird. Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 close calls with death. Number 3. As you can see, 2 men are working when a panel falls off, and without the proper protective gear, a worker is sent flying off the edge, barely hanging on. Luckily, he caught a metal pole on the way down, and was able to climb his way to safety, practically unharmed. Number 2.
Damn,
while
God
scuba
is
divers were
good.
training underwater, a curious shark tries to join. But thanks to the extensive training of the scuba diver and the shark being more curious and aggressive, a few short pushes was all it took to make the shark uninterested in a
that little fish attached
to understand meal.
Oh, is that a baby shark?
An old man having a break came inches with death when a drunk driver fell asleep at the wheel. He wouldn't have been able to get out of the way fast enough, so the old man was saved by sheer luck that the car stopped turning inches before he would have collided.
Training is
advertisement. The Raw. I need to start back getting in the gym.
We've changed with it.
For real.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 close calls with death. Part 2. Number 3. A biker impatiently waiting for a train to pass isn't out of the ordinary. But when the train is done passing, the biker starts pedaling, not knowing there's a second train. It passed going the opposite direction. He ended up missing death's grips by nearly inches. This biker is lucky to see another day. Number 2. As a helicopter tries to land in his designated spot, the copter on the ground is parked into his spot and the others. The landing copter's pilot lands dangerously close, causing both of their propellers to collide. As terrifying and expensive as this
Damn.
mishap is, thankfully all parties came out unscathed. Number 1. A new skater tries to pick up a lot of speed, but enters a death wobble, which is nearly impossible for him to recover from, smacking the curb at nearly 20 miles per hour, hitting his shoulder and chest. He somehow walked away with just having the wind knocked out of him.
Hey, that's the only thing. Oh,
And that's why you wear a helmet.
he lucky
Weird
looks.
meals before execution. Number 3. Alan Davis. Ironically nicknamed Tiny Davis, Alan weighed over 350 pounds and begged for a fancy seafood dinner, which he was granted. He ate a whole lobster tail, half a pound of shrimp, half a pound of clams, and finished it off with a half loaf of garlic bread. Number 2. Robert Harris. In prison for the murder of 2 teenage
Oh
boys
yeah,
in San
he wanted to
Diego,
eat little boys,
Robert
something
asked
like
for a
that. I remember
21-piece
this.
bucket of fried chicken, 2 large pizzas from Domino's, ice cream, 6 cans of Pepsi, a pack of cigarettes, and some jelly beans. Sadly, Domino's didn't deliver, and he was given 2 frozen pizzas instead, which he did not eat. Number 1.
Oh, I thought it was
Marion
like eating little boys or something
Kofi
like that.
Marion Pruitt killed 2 people, one being his wife. He asked for 4 Whoppers from Burger King, a stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut, fries, Pepsi, fried eggplant, okra, and squash, and finished it off with a pecan pie. He later admitted he was too shy to ask for a roast duck, stating he didn't think the prison would allow it. Top 3 most credible UFO sightings.
Oh
Number
shit.
3. The Phoenix Lights. In 1997, well over 10,000
I hear, I was
people
born,
witnessed
1997.
huge round aircrafts with round lights flying low over Phoenix. Witnesses reported the lights being 1 to 8 miles long from a V-shaped aircraft flying low and silent. Number 2. USS Nitmis UFO incident. In 2004, the USS Nitmis aircraft carrier was off the coast of San Diego when one of the fighter jets spotted a strange object. The footage shows a tic-tac shaped object taking off at such high speed the camera couldn't even keep track. Number 1. Roswell. The most well-known and heavily documented case in UFO history happened in Roswell, New Mexico, July 8th, 1947.
That shit got a big
Colonel
ass
Blanchard
head.
informed the press informant they had found a flying saucer. That same day, the Air Force changed their story. People account seeing small gray aliens alongside materials not known to man. What do you think? Have aliens been to Earth? Was it an elaborate
know.
cover-up or a big misunderstanding? Top 3 photos before disaster. Number 3. Dave Hawley took this last photo of his wife and 4-year-old daughter before the takeoff of their dream vacation aboard MH17. This is shortly before it was shot down over Ukraine by Russia-led forces, killing everyone on board. Number 2. Here is Robert Overcracker, a professional stuntman. He drove a jet ski over Niagara Falls to raise awareness for the homeless back in 1995. This photo was snapped just before his parachute failed to deploy, sending him down to his death. Number 1. If you watch my other videos, you know exactly what happens after this photo. The flight exploded short after takeoff, killing all crew members on board.
Damn.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 most painful torture methods.
Oh shit.
Number 3. Not all torture involves gore. Medieval China, especially
Tickle
during the
torture.
Han Dynasty, they needed to torture influential people or royal family members without leaving scars. It was common to strap them down and tickle them till they talked. A bit funny at first, but after hours or days, it's extremely painful. Number 2. Pair of anguish. The pair's slogan was, if you find a hole, make it bigger. Twisting the key side would make the bloom side blossom like a flower. It would be inserted into the victim's mouth or anus, causing immense pain. Sometimes they would even stick spikes onto the end to make it more painful. Number 1. The breast rip.
Breast.
This is exactly what it sounds like. These were extremely common in the 16th century. If you were a woman who were accused of adultery or self-abortion, they would sit you in the middle of town and use the breast ripper on you. They would heat the iron in a hot fire, clamp on, and rip it off. Let's just be thankful we weren't born in the past.
Thank you,
The
Jesus.
dark web. You may have seen this picture before. Chances are you've even been on the deep web, but not the dark web. But luckily for you, I have. The dark web is not like Google, where you can just search up where you want to go. You have to know exactly where you want to go before you get there. If you're into buying hard-to-find items, darknet markets are your place to go. You can purchase anything your heart can imagine. Illegal substances, stolen credit cards, even puppies. Despite sounding magnificent, just clicking the wrong link on the dark web can get you arrested and jailed for life. It doesn't matter the excuse. Aside from Silk Road, the dark web's most notorious scandal has been brought by Peter Scully, the most disturbed man in history. Just watching his movie Daisy's Destruction will land you in prison for the rest of your life. You won't be able to find it, but it is the most disturbing piece of video ever created. Locked in syndrome. caused usually by a brainstem stroke or TBI. The patient is in what the medical field refers to as a pseudocoma. The patient is completely aware of their surroundings. All senses still intact, but they've lost the ability to communicate verbally, caused by complete and total paralysis of voluntary muscles, which includes the vocal cords. This happened to Gene.
Hold on, I think that, like, ain't this same thing as sleep paralysis? Like, when you laying there but you can't move, it's like you, like, it's like, and then the crazy thing about it is, like, you see a dark figure or some shit like that. Because it happened to me, like, twice. Like, it feel like something is over me, but I can't move and I can't talk, but I can see. But I don't try to open my eyes up all the way. Have you ever had that happen to you guys? Like, let me know down below, because I don't. This shit's
Bobby,
crazy.
who after a stroke suffered from locked-in syndrome, but he was lucky. He was still able to blink his left eyelid, and he developed a plan to blink the alphabet to be able to communicate. One blink being A, two blinks being B, and so on. He then wrote an entire book, as he slowly blinked while his interpreter wrote it. Sadly, 2 days after the publishing of his book, on March 7th, 1997, he passed away from pneumonia.
And he took himself off all of his life-prolonging drugs. I mean, the only things he's on now are things to keep him comfortable.
Damn,
and
man.
he made a directive saying that if he was, not to resuscitate him, and if he should have another stroke, then he wasn't to be treated, just to let him out.
That's sad.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 close calls with death, part 2. Number 3. A biker impatiently waiting for a train to pass isn't out of the ordinary. But when the train is done passing, the biker starts pedaling, not knowing there's a second train. It passed going the opposite direction. He ended up missing death's grips by nearly inches.
Did we just see
This
this
biker
part?
is lucky to see another day. Number 2. As a helicopter tries to land in his designated spot, the copter on the ground is parked into his spot and the others. The landing copter's pilot lands dangerously close, causing both of their propellers to collide.
Didn't we just see
As
this part?
death-defying and expensive as this mishap is,
Yeah, I'm
thankfully
pretty sure
all
we already
parties
seen
came
this
out
part.
unscathed. Number 1. A new skater tries to pick up a lot of speed, but enters a death wobble, which is nearly impossible for him to recover from, smacking the curb at nearly 20 miles per hour,
Damn.
hitting his shoulder and chest. He somehow walked away with just having the wind knocked out of him. And that's why you wear a helmet.
I think that was
Top
just
3
feelings.
weirdest IG accounts. Number 3. Handsome Devil Puppets. A devoted puppet designer who finds a fascination in the creepier side of puppetry. All the puppets are custom made, and some are things of nightmares. Not sure if it's the overall theme of death, but this account definitely gives off eerie vibes. Number 2. Cooking for Babe. This account is more odd than anything else, making thousands of food combinations that would make the average person queasy if sat in front of them. They do accept submissions, so these are likely weird meals from all over the world. Number 1. Gerard. This account is the creepiest, most disturbing, disgusting, hideous display of, okay, it's my account. But
Turn
I just
on,
found out
that's
my
why I was
TikTok
like,
has been
Gerard.
connected this whole time, and kind of want to see you guys over there. Do me a solid and follow. Thank you. Nostalgia. It's much more than mere reminiscing. A warm and fuzzy emotion that we...
Okay, guys, that was creepiest TikToks that will make your heart stop. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, man. This shit was creepy as hell. The shit that people actually do and the shit that people actually search. I don't fuck with this shit. Hell no. Believe in God. All this demonic type shit, creepy shit, all that can go. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed it, you know. I like stuff like this. Not saying that I like creepy, weird shit. It's just, you know, sometimes people like seeing weird stuff because it's interesting, you know. It's very interesting to see how people really is in this world, you know. Sorry about that. You can actually tell that. You can actually see how people really is in this world. Some people are fucked up in the head. Some people are crazy. But hey, it is what it is. So that being said, N.S.G gang, N.S.G baby. Y'all stay woke. God bless. Love y'all. See you in the next video. Bye.